We've won Richmond's Parliament, and Sarah Olney is a brilliant local MP.
Sal, thanks very much. Thank you all of you for being here today. Pretty good, George, an old friend of mine I've known for years. He'll be a brilliant member of Parliament for Vauxhall. More of that in a moment. So I made a target. I put a plan before the party, or just 2 years ago, and said, do you know what? Let's make sure we get to 100,000 members before the next general election. At that point, I thought the next general election was going to be in 2020. This morning, we got to 100,000 members. Yeah! As a party throughout our history in the next day or so, maybe the next few hours, if we keep this up. I think this tells you something. It tells you there is an appetite for change in British politics, and that the Liberal Democrats are the vehicle for that change. It seems to me that there is a very clear distinction between the Conservatives who want to take us out of the single market, who are desperate then not to be a clear and decent opposition to them, who want this to be a coronation and not a contest, and the Liberal Democrats who believe Britain should be in the single market. Britain should have, the people should have, the right to final say on the deal at the end of the Brexit negotiations, and that should include the British people being entitled to stay in the European Union if they wish to. In the end, it should be the people who decide, not the politicians. It is also vital to say that in this democracy, Britain desperately needs a decent, functioning opposition. And that, without question, is the Liberal Democrats. You stand here in Vauxhall and you talk about opposition. And one of the opposition parties over the weekend decided to back another of the opposition parties. You might have seen Paul Nuttall on the television on Sunday morning saying that UKIP candidate here in Vauxhall is basically going to be Kate Owen. And the reality is that we have, if you like, a coalition of chaos. Conservatives, Labour and UKIP, all lined up, backing the hardest of all Brexit, exit from the single market and cutting off all our ties with our friends and neighbours in Europe, despite those things never being on the ballot paper. We say the British people can choose a different future. This is about Britain being able to make an alternative choice. That is why I'm proud here to back George and all of you here in Vauxhall working so hard to make sure that this heavily Remain constituency elects a Liberal Democrat Member of Parliament in just 6.5 Opposition is vital in a democracy. Let's not pretend for one moment that we take seriously Theresa May's claims that the reason she called this election was in order to get a mandate for Brexit. She needs no mandate for Brexit. The referendum gave her the mandate to start the negotiations, and the Labour Party gave her the numbers she needed in the House of Commons. She has called this election because she looked across the dispatch box and saw the worst opposition in human history and could not resist the temptation of trying to do the political equivalent of stealing candy from a baby. We will not allow this to be a coronation. We will make it a contest. Here in Vauxhall, we will make it a contest. Go out there and make it happen. Thank you.